So today we're going to talk about how we create classes in Java, and we'll also talk about lists and maps and arrays. And again, my goal in these lectures, these first couple of lectures, is just to expose you to some of the weirder, quirkier features of Java, and all of the really detailed language stuff will be more in the homework. And I'm going to really pick up on next Wednesday, or actually Perrin is, on key features of the language and how we can start building lists. Okay. So first, as we saw last time, when we write code, and I'm going to write this code on the screen live in a moment, but what we saw is every method or every function in Java is associated with a class, and that to run a class, we have to create a main method. And what I'll demo for you here now, just briefly, is not all classes need to have a main method. So for example, ooh, that's a bad sign. Why is the spinny doom wheel happening? Why are there no processes? Okay, everything's extra weird. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're gonna find IntelliJ and kill it. I guess this is the way I'm doing it. Oh, there's a search bar on top. All right, I'm gonna kill this real quick first. All right, force quit IntelliJ. Okay. All right, come back IntelliJ. Be full screen. All right, that can go away. There we go, slides are there. All right, we can see, and nothing's in the way. All right, good. So here's a class called dog, and it's going to have a method called make noise, and what will happen is it will make a dog noise. I will use bark as my noise. So if you've done homework 1, you know that if you have a main method, there's a play button. It'll run the code, but there is no play button because there is no main method. Also, how's our contrast? You guys happy with the lighting? Should we make it like a little moodier in here? Let's see. I don't know how to do the lights in this room, but maybe it makes sense to dim them a little. Pay rent if you're bored. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Anyway, so this class has no main method. I could add one, and I could say make noise. Oops. I could say make noise. Huh? Why is my screen sharing paused? Sorry, everybody. Technology. Okay, I am screen sharing. I'm not screen sharing. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay. Almost there, everyone. All right, so I could add a main method, and then I could do like make noise. And then there's a play button that I could, should be called public static. I could say dog.makeNoise, or I could just say make noise, and both of those will work. But I'm going to show you that the main method could be somewhere else. So for example, I could make a new class called dog launcher. And this is just because it's a way to launch code from the dog class. And this one I'll have a main method. And this main method, in this case, I'm going to say dog class, I would like you to make noise. Okay, so just showing you that not all classes have to have a main method. There could be some other class that calls your methods. Make sense? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, great question. How do you know? How does Java know which are accessible? There's something in Java called the class path. I won't really describe it in our course, but it includes the current directory. Yeah. All right. So as we can see here, this dog class's make noise method, we can't run it directly in IntelliJ. There's no main method. I can't run this class directly. However, I can run it from another class. Okay, good. Now, not every dog does the same thing. Here, maybe the sound will play in the room. Maybe it won't. This is one type of dog. All right, so Malamutes, they're great dogs. Glad nobody's taken this video down. I've been showing this video for like 9 years now. And this is another dog. All right. And inexplicably, these two dogs are the same species. So we want to often, in the real world, build code that reflects the world around us. And so we could, for example, try to create a new feature of our dog class that will capture this notion that not all dogs are the same. We could create separate classes for nice sonorous dogs versus little yapping dogs, but we're going to do something a little different. So in particular, I'm going to say that dogs will be able to have properties, and I'm going to say for now a dog class can have one property, which is weight in pounds. And then in my make noise method, I will have a little if statement here to conditionally do certain things depending on my weight. So I'll say if weight in pounds is less than 10, then we'll yap along. I'll say yip yip. Okay. If our weight is between 10 pounds and 30 pounds, then we will bark. And then if we're bigger than that, then we'll aroo. Okay. Etc. Okay. Now we have a dog which has different capabilities, but we're not quite there. If I highlight weight in pounds, which is currently in red, it's telling me that this is a non-static field which cannot be referenced from a static context. Okay, we'll learn more about this over the coming days. But the fix for that is I'm going to delete the word static. Okay. Now you might say, but wait, wasn't static how we define functions? That was only for the first day. So if you don't put static, you get another kind of method that I'll describe. Okay, what's the problem here? Not a statement. Oh, else if. Okay. Now we're getting closer. So now dog has the capability to make different types of noise. And if we go into dog launcher, we run into trouble. The problem is that this make noise method is no longer static, and instead what we need to do is make a specific dog. And I'm going to call this dog Maya. Okay? What's this right here? Why am I doing dog space Maya? Yeah? Yeah, it's a statically typed language. I got to say what type of variable, what kind of type? Dog. Where's that type defined? Oh, right here. So I make a dog named Maya, and I say Maya's weight in pounds is 100. That's the big dog. And then I say, Maya, you go make the noise. Okay? This is the strange world of object-oriented programming, but that's how it goes. I have a blueprint for dogs. I know that they always have a weight in pounds, and then I can run the code, and oh, there it is. And I get aru. Okay? If I were to instead give Maya the weight 5 pounds, then I will get yip yip. Why is there also an aru, though? That's interesting. Oh, I should say else. I had a bug in my code. I made 2 noises. Okay, good, we fixed it. Okay, so I run it again. I should just get yip yip. Okay, everybody happy with this so far, other than what was going on with that static stuff, which I can add? Yeah, okay, let's try and do it. Yes, that's what I was worried about earlier, that the lights were saturating our viewing abilities. Oh, someone did it. How'd you, oh, nice. Nice, okay, that's why I didn't find it. Thank you. Yeah, by the way, if there's ever AV issues or like clarity things, please let me know immediately. Okay, so that is our code so far. All right, any questions or thoughts about this? All right, so we made a single dog class just now, and then we can make instances of that dog, multiple. Like I only made one called Maya, but you could make many of them. And the class that you define when I say it has a weight in pounds, it means that all dogs will have a weight in pounds. It's similar, but not quite the same as what you saw in Python when you were defining classes. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is, this code is kind of ugly. I mean, it works. But what I really want to do is be able to specify the size as a parameter to the constructor of the dog class, similar to what you've seen in Python before, so that it should look like this. I just pass the 100, and I don't have to manually say, hey, Maya, you're 100 pounds. Okay? To do that, I go back to my dog class. I think it's slightly too big. Okay, we'll go down one slight size. I need to add a new thing to this class, which is going to be the constructor. Okay, so this is the constructor for dogs, similar to init in Python. So you might have seen init in Python if you've seen Python before. And when I do this, I can now specify the weight of the dog. So when I create a dog, I will set the dog's weight in pounds equal to the weight that was passed in. Now this might seem kind of silly, like why are you just taking a number and setting this number equal to that one? I mean, this could be something else, like, I don't know, we do like 1.6 times weight, because we're converting from some other system, whatever it might be. Okay, but I'm just gonna copy the weight in pounds, and now that I've done that, when I create a dog, it will have this weight in pounds, and that gets set by this constructor. So now I run the code again, I create Maya, Maya makes the aru noise. Okay, any questions about this so far? Yeah. Void just means this function main returns nothing. Yeah. Yeah. It's in dog, it's called a constructor, and it's similar to init. Yeah. Yeah, dog is the init. So like in Python, you might expect it to look like that. Yeah, but instead you say the name of the class again. Yeah. Main never has a return value in Java as far as I know, but I don't know. I guess, I don't think so. Yeah. But if there's an int possibility, I wouldn't be shocked. But somehow I've never thought about this. Yeah. Okay. All right. And so now we built this dog class. Okay. Now for those of you who know Python, we can compare what I just did in Java to this code in Python. Pretty similar. Java has a keyword called this, which is similar to self in Python. And again, if you don't know Python, you can ignore that. In Python, we would say self.weight in pounds. Here, I don't have to say it. It's clear by context that I'm talking about the dog being created's weight in pounds. If you want, you can say this.weight in pounds, and that will work. It has no change to the effect of the code. It's just a little more clear. Okay? All right. So that's class definition in Java. Now, one thing that's different is that this is the only property of the dog class. They always have exactly a weight in pounds, and I can't in the constructor add new things, unlike, say, MATLAB or Python where you can add new properties to the object. Okay. All right, this is gonna be a couple of, oh, yes, go ahead. Yeah. Right. Yeah, Java, just the designers of Java decided you don't need to specify what object. I'm just going to implicitly know you're talking about the current object. Just a language design decision, but you could do it either way, obviously.